Hi, I'm Yvonne from Sui Generis Designs, and I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about knitting and purling stitches, types of needles and quality and thickness of yarn. As you can see here, I use rosewood needles due to the fact that my knuckles and hands are a little bit stiff. These and bamboo needles are ideal if you have any sort of problems with your hands at all. Otherwise, stainless steel or metal needles are fine. The yarn I've chosen today that I'm knitting the scarf in here is an Aran thickness, so not too fine, grows relatively quickly, as you can see here. I like to use a good quality yarn. This one is a baby llama yarn, very similar to an alpaca, so that if anybody is allergic to wool, this is the wool you can normally wear. Very warm, very light in weight. Okay, so we're going to watch just carefully how we can make a slightly textured scarf using two basic stitches. Okay, most of you will have seen these stitches before. The first one is a knit stitch, through and round. Nice and slowly again, through the stitch, round and slide off. This is what we need to do all the way across. A yarn such as alpaca or llama hair can be a little fibrous, so you have to take care that we don't split the yarn in between the stitches, as you can see here. Well worth taking your time with, as it's a beautiful yarn to knit with, an even nicer yarn to wear once you've completed your scarf. A basic knit stitch, that's all we're doing across here. Such a fantastic yarn, you don't need an intricate pattern. Quite simply, the yarn can speak for itself. To allow you to put a slight texture into the scarf, I'm just going to introduce a purl stitch occasionally, but first of all, we need to make our way across the knit row. As you can see, nice and steady. I don't want to go too fast. Straight the way through, and again, all the way to the end. When you start your scarf, it can be any width you wish it to be. Cast on as many stitches as you choose. It can be a narrow or a wide scarf. This scarf, as I said, is Aran thickness, and I chose to cast on 40 stitches. And that's given me what I think is a nice width for a scarf, and I'll show you that in a moment when I turn around. Okay, that's the width of the scarf. If you were using a different thickness of yarn, a finer yarn, you would need more stitches to get the width. Now we're on to the purl stitch. Simple stitch, you're going back on yourself this time, as you can see. And again, this stitch goes all the way across. Again, as I said, taking care not to split the yarn. It isn't particularly fibrous, but more fibrous than a man-made fibre. So you have to a little bit of attention not to split it. And you've only 40 stitches, so it's quite quick to get across. It's simply one row of the knit stitch and then one row of the purl stitch. That's basically what this scarf is. As we do the knit row, we're going to add a little purl stitch, as you can see there, and that just puts that little bit of texture into the scarf using the same two simple stitches that we've done. So we knit, start off with a 3, and you can do this any sort of pattern you wish. One purl and back to a knit. Same basic stitches, gives you a little bit of texture in what is a very simple scarf and makes it look, along with a good quality yarn, absolutely beautiful. very warm and very comfortable to wear. So continue all the way. I'm simply just doing 2 knit stitches and a purl stitch. 2 knit stitches and a purl stitch. The 2 very easy stitches that you learn when you first start to knit. I've got a little tangle, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. And as you can see now, I'll show you in 1 second as I get to the end of the row, that simple purl stitch gives you a little bit of texture. Here we go, see. And as you can see, you have that touch of texture to your scarf with a simple purl stitch on the knit side. You can even make up your own numbers that you go across. It doesn't have to be anything set.